it's really weird being back in my old neighborhood. Because like when I was 16, we were just walking around the streets, getting to high school just up the road, catching the 83 or the 297 to wherever we wanted to go, and it's just like it makes you think how many of these school children that like we see passing all the time are actually maybe going to get married or or just doing secret things, and it just makes you realise the stereotype of being in such a Asian-dominated environment. But I think I'm going to visit some old places and see what's going on. Going into the Gurdwara, my thoughts were erratic and I didn't really know what to expect. But after all, this documentary was all about challenging the stereotype, and I wanted to achieve that now. आप क्या सोचते हो इस टॉपिक के बारे में?
अगर कोई बच्चा अपनी शादी के लिए मानता है, उसका मन नहीं कर रहा है शादी कराने के लिए, तो उस पर हम दबाव नहीं पा सकते कि आपने करानी जरूरी है। और गुरुमत में जो गुरु महाराज कहते हैं, कोई भी काम किसी जबरदस्ती करवाना एक गलत बात है। अगर अगले का माइंड नहीं मान रहा, उसका मन नहीं कर रहा है किसी काम को करने के लिए, चाहे शादी ही हो, तो जबरदस्ती माँ बाप करें, बहन भाई करें, तो जुल्म हो गया ना उसके ऊपर।
Now I'm going in to meet an assistant head teacher of a high school, and maybe he'll tell us some more interesting facts about forced marriages.
I would say I'm against them. By arranged marriage, arranged by somebody other than the people that are getting married, I'd be against them. I think any marriage, any wedding should be done after great thinking by the couple involved, and shouldn't really have anything to do with parents or friends.
It's pretty much only what I hear in the news is the information I know about it. So I guess you could say that from what I'm aware of, it's mainly like a negative sort of view on it.
Have you experienced any cases of forced arranged marriages?
And I know two girls in particular who told me that they were prevented from going to college and had their plans for further education interrupted because one had to go to Pakistan to marry somebody, or at least go through the processes of having an arranged marriage. I've no way of knowing whether it actually took place. And somebody I know here who couldn't go to stay on at the sixth form because the family had different plans for her, and that involved getting married, I think, with somebody here.
The most interesting thing that caught my eye that I want to share with you guys is a whole website devoted to divorce rates. This one obviously specialises when the US to India, but it was difficult to find UK things, but we are actually focusing on the Western culture as a whole. So this is perfect, really. If you, I don't know if you can zoom into this bit, but it actually says here at the bottom, divorce rates, the US, or in our case the Western culture, 50%, and in India it's only 1.1%. That is a ridiculously low percentage. After all of these interviews that we had, I had to do this research just to see if it was, real, what they were saying. But you look at these things and you think, it doesn't really, make sense. It doesn't link as a whole thing. By looking at this divorce rate, it's really made me want to go out there and maybe try and interview some of these girls. Obviously it's going to be really, really hard, but I think, with our great research team, I think we'll be able to do it. Thank you so much for meeting with me. I do appreciate that it was difficult, but I am very, very grateful. So, tell me, what were you doing when you were 16?
I just started revising for my GCSEs. After my exams had completely finished, she took me on holiday. We went to Pakistan, to visit family, friends and stuff, distant relatives and things. So, I was enjoying myself, relaxing, having a good time, enjoying the weather. And 2-3 weeks in, maybe 2.5 weeks in, she says to me, "Okay, I'm going back now." I go, "It's okay, enjoyed it. Let's go back." And she was like, "No, not you." I thought, what? She's going back, but I'm not going with her. What's going on? She was like, "Oh, you're gonna stay with your auntie?" But thing where she's not really an auntie. She brought back a boy and she told me you're gonna get married. The wedding didn't go ahead. I got out of there. You know, I called my sister. She, you know, helped me get out of the country and stuff. I have no contact with my family anymore.
I understand. So, what are you doing now?
I'm at a women's hostel now, and I believe I'm growing confident.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck.